Hi everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with my, I don't know what number, weekly wrap up. So I've actually only read 2 books since my last wrap up. I really thought I was going to read more than that, but it was an amazing reading week for sure. So first I did read The Ruby Circle by Rochelle Mead. Yes, the cover is horrible, but they all match. So this is the 6th and final book in the Bloodline series. I did give it 5 stars. It's not my favorite in the series. I think that's still The Indigo Spell. Loved that book. But I said this in my written review, which should be up soon. When there's a series I really like absolutely love and adore, and there's not many. It's probably this, The Mortal Instruments, the Shopaholic series by Sophie Kinsella, to some extent the Luck series by Jennifer L. Armentrout. If the final book in the series makes me happy to any degree with its resolution, it's gonna get 5 stars from me, because it's just a continuation of other awesomeness. And maybe that's not fair. I think if I separated my emotional feelings for this series and these characters, this book would probably get more of a 4 star, but I can't bring myself to do it, so it gets 5 stars. I don't know how much to say about this because it's the last book in a series, but I was very pleased with what happened. I was really surprised. I think I mentioned this in my book haul. I was really nervous because it's pretty short. It's only 350 pages. That's short for Rochelle Mead. But she definitely answered all of my questions. I feel like there's some openness in this story, not necessarily with Adrian and Sydney, although I'd be game for that too, but with just other things in this world. I think we could definitely come back here and have more stories, and I would buy them. And then I read Star Cursed by Jessica Spotswood, which is the 2nd book in the Cahill Witch Chronicles. It finally happened. I gave this 4.5 stars. I actually read this kind of slow. I think this is what slowed me down. The Ruby Circle I read in a day, and this I read over 3 days. Honestly, the reason this didn't get 5 stars is I think in part of my brain I'm like, but what if the 3rd book is better? I must have wiggle room for that one to be 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. It immediately sucked me back in. It had been several months since I read the 1st book, and I was a little nervous, but I was fine. I still love Kate. I think she's a great narrator. Plot is going places for sure. There was some funny things in here. Hold on, was that one of the ones that I had? Oh no, I don't think so. I had taken notes when I was reading this, and so this series, I've talked about it a lot, but I'll really quickly. It's an alternative history, and in I think it's only New England, 100 years prior to this book. This takes place kind of around the turn of the century. Witches had been running rampant and were not necessarily good people all the time. So this religious organization called the Brothers, or the Brotherhood, kind of rose up, and there was witch burnings and all of that stuff, and so now they're in charge and witches are in hiding, and our main character is a witch, and so are her 2 sisters, and it's them dealing with a prophecy about witches. So the brothers are in charge, and they're just women are just being arrested for anything, and just whatever. So but they talk about other countries, and Dubai is really big, and this cutting edge almost country, which I think is awesome, that we kind of sort of get glimpses. But at one point in the book they say that in France, France gave women the right to vote, and the brothers are we can't be having that. I wrote my notes oh, the horror, women being able to vote. But she definitely addresses those issues in here. Along with this being a book about witches and it being a paranormal story, there is a romance, which I love, but it's not a huge part of the story. I mean, it definitely runs through it consistently, but I think the story is more about Kate's journey and the larger political, religious issues and her relationships with her sisters and everything. There's a lot of looking at situations women are put in, but I did really enjoy this, and it ended in what the hell moment. I was so mad. I like almost threw my book across the room, but like in the best way possible. So those are the only 2 books I finished. I am currently reading the last book, Sister's Fate. I don't have the dust jacket on because I don't read them with the dust jackets on. I'm not too far in this. I'm like 65 pages, and I'm really enjoying this. This picks up right where the second book left off. If you have any questions about the books that I read, or you want to suggest anything to me, or you want to talk about anything, feel free to do so down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!